Everybody, welcome back to SevTech Ages, episode 63. I can't read here. With me, Sid. Yeah, these rows are falling over. Anyway, I've been having a little think, and that is doing its thing. I have some more stuff downstairs and some stuff in my inventory. I think we have a real bottleneck here and here. Now, this particular bottleneck we can solve with a bit of technology, otherwise known as the arc furnace, which is going to use, ironically, some of the steel we need, I believe. I've never made an arc furnace before, but never really needed one. But the arc furnace itself, where are you? Immersive engineering. Let's have a look. The arc furnace itself is heavy machinery arc furnace. It's quite expensive. Used to quickly smelt metals. Consists of steel vat topped by electrodes which heat up the metal, yada yada, and more yada. So it's going to be a cauldron, sheet steel metal, 6 blocks of steel. That's going to be quite pricey. Redstone engineering block light things, 27 heavy reinforced blast bricks. That's easy enough. We've already got that. It's called our blast furnace. So, and that uses power, obviously, to smelt the iron. Now, the coal coke issue is slightly more problematic. So this stuff we can only make in a coke oven by sticking coke in there. There is no trickery, nothing we can do. Except one thing, we can mass produce it. So what I am thinking we're going to do is we're going to do two things today. We're going to get 4 coke ovens running over there somewhere, and so I've got a whole vat of bricks cooking up here. I've got some clay down here all cooking up nicely. I'm going to put that crushed quartz away for a while. I don't know why I'm carrying around. I can't remember. What did I use you for? Used you to make that, didn't I? That's right. And then that takes you up. Okay, yeah, that's what I was doing for them. For that fancy smancy crafting table thing. So yeah, we got did that last episode, which gave us the stuff. And what did we want that one for? The main one was this machine casing, but there is still a lot of stuff to go into here. Cobalt plates, plastic, but that allows us to start building stuff like this, the magic single block machines, which I kind of partly don't want to do if I can avoid it this playthrough. And I'll tell you for why is I will use it obviously ultimately, but I'm really enjoying using the immersive and actually making the things actually big and chunky and part and parcel of the same thing. Oops, what did I just do? I picked up an extra clay there, I think I did. Oh well, we'll find out if I'm one short. One short's not too bad to fix anyway. What was that again? Can't remember the recipe. It's that way around. So we can do that. That'll get us 36 of these. Actually, there's another one now, so we can make it. Let's put those in and do those and those. That's got to be right. So that's 39. So we've got 1 or 2 to go. We also need to think about some more concrete, don't we? Not concrete, hang on. The basalt concrete. I don't know whether I've got any of it kicking around over here, have I? No. And we'll also need to go, if we're going to run these, we're going to need a lot more coal. let's go and have a little peek at what and where I think we need to do this. So, we appear to be clear, which is nice. Most of this stuff here is going to move. I say most. This stuff, bitumen, concrete, asphalt concrete, that's the one we want. And we can do it with the slag, so that's fine. Got plenty of that. Gravel and water buckets. Nice and easy. This thing, what are we doing over here? Yeah, got plenty of oil. So my thoughts are, what we're going to do is start planning. I'm going to pull some bricks, some blocks together of some description for a pallet, because we need to plan out where the turbine's going, which is going to go roughly straight down here. And then we can extend the yard out this way if we wish. Yeah, I think that is probably the way we should go. Okay, I need to pull myself something together to plan with, to plan my blockage placement with, and we need to make a whole load more of this asphalt concrete. Whether we'll have enough to really go at it, I don't know, but we'll find out. And yeah, I'll be back in a mo. Alright, got a little bit of planning done, and let me show you what we got. So, the space taken up by the turbine and the alternator is depicted by this green schist block here. Now over here we have got, I do need to pop these out, but we've got the space for our hoofers, our furnace. I did mean to make fence wall, but I ended up with fence, so such is life. The recipe's the same, which didn't help. Yeah. So the plan is we're going to have 4 coke ovens, and I can't remember, in all honesty, whether I can pipe the creosote out of these things or not. So I have assumed that I can, on the basis that if I can't, it's no problem. I can just take the pipes that we're going to lay and put them into an alternative thing, you know, and we'll just have to live with the fact that we're going to have to bucket the stuff out. However, and there's a reason why this is going to be the tank at the end, and the tank is going to be like so. And then we go around again, and again, and then cap it off. And I should somewhere have my, let me just put that away, I've done with you. I needed that though. No, don't shoot it, hit it. Okay, right. So that is our the tank for the creosote. Now the idea is we shall come down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll take our pipe. Now I say I can't remember if this will work or not, and if it doesn't, no great loss. But I really should have done this filling in behind me, shouldn't I? Have I got some more of this? Yes, excellent. Actually, I don't need to do that. So if I just take out all of that and all of that, and then do the old placement now. And again, to here where we shall that will come out like so. Whack down a little bit more concrete, and then we can no, we can't. Okay, fine. I think I tried that last time without success as well, if my memory serves me correct, which it probably doesn't. Oh dear. Right. Oh no, there. Thank you. Right, and with a bit of luck, that will actually connect into the bottom of each of the coke ovens and filter its coke out. So it should be able to do a full 64 without ever filling up. That's the theory. However, as is often the case with theory, oh damn it, I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? It may turn out to be incorrect. Hup. And a quick little love tap with the hammer. Now if that has connected, which is a good sign. Let's give it a stack and we'll see what happens. I'm going to get the other two done. The last one we need to build off of the take out of the hoofer, out of the thingy over there, out of the base. But as of yet, there is no creosote showing up in the actual blast furnace, which is coke oven, I should say, which is good. So let's yeah, I'll get these done. Be back in a bit. Alright, it doesn't pump out automatically, and we are going to need pumps. Now, for that, I'm going to need to use some of my precious steel. I think we might be able to do this without faffing around, though. We may be able to use one pump for two things, possibly. A couple of copper. If I'm lucky, we can. If I'm not, we can't. The pump doesn't need to be powered. It doesn't need to be powered, but it does need to have a redstone signal. So we are going to need to make two of those. That will give us that. And what we need then is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a little bit shy on pipe now, although I won't be if this helps. It will definitely improve the situation. And I went a little bit overboard, didn't I? Made too many steel sheets. Okay, well, that's not a bad thing. So, theory, you're supposed to be able to place this against a pump. Now, if you do it that way round, it's not really going to do much. Can I? No, I need to get you a place where I can basically see your sides, but I want to see those sides. So if I change this to be the output and an input there and an input there, do you remember? No, you don't. Damn you. Okay, not a problem. Well, it is a problem, but it's not a big problem. Right, we need to sleep. We need a lever, and we're going to have to pipe those together, but oh, we're going to take this with us as well. I'll refill this in at some point, and yeah, we'll get the remaining things done, but we're going to lose a little bit of juice there, I think. So let me just sort myself out and we'll head back over and we'll try that out. If the pump works as advertised, then I will make another. But right now, I'll just sort this out. Be back in a sec. Alright, so at the moment we've got an issue. We need to take out all of these because this is not going to play nicely. And we need to get these and just bucket them in maybe this one first. Oops. That probably isn't good. I'm now flammable, apparently. Interesting, I never noticed that effect before. Okay, that's fine. And we'll get these ones out as well. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't really want to do that, but we'll have this all under control all very shortly. There we go. And then we can combine those. We can take that and that and that out, get rid of you, and we can come in here. And what I would like to do is, no, not quite that. Was in that kind of ballpark, but wasn't that. So what we want is, we want to place the pump there, I think. Yeah, and then if we get a hammer and go input, input, output, I think that will do the trick. And we're going to need to place you back and that back. A little bit of pipe there, like so, and top that back up, and then go. And yet we probably would want that thing. So that apparently doesn't require power to do this. We'll find out, won't we? There you go, have 64 and 64. And then we look at that. So that's currently got 6,000 buckets in it. Right, let me get these other two set up the same, or ready to be set up the same anyway. And we'll be good. Get a little bit of this back as well, which is always a bonus when you get a bit of stuff back. Okay, and then that will come there. We'll get you in here. Yeah, get this done, be back in a moment. And the answer is yes, it works. So stick another pump in here. We'll reform those, and that will be 4 coke ovens running for as long as we stick coal in them. We can probably, I don't know whether probably worthwhile seeing whether we can hopper in or out of these things, but I don't know whether we can. For the sake of trying, I know things like the blast furnace was the improved one, and obviously in immersive tech they added the improved coke oven, pardon me, which works pretty much the same and has the kind of the expansion things, but it's probably just easy to put 4 in. Right, we need another bunch of steel and stuff, don't we? Let me get that together, back in a moment. All right, we have, hang on, I thought we had everything we needed for that. Steel plate with a blast brick. Blast brick. There we go. Alright, now we have everything we need to not make the squeezer. Squeezer we're going to need. However, we have everything we need to throw together this thing. We are, as I say, going to need the squeezer before we can proceed any further with this. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's our arc furnace plan. And let's go and see about assembling it, shall we? Blast furnace, obviously, I've used the bricks from the blast furnace to make that. So there is no more steel. that's it. Steel is done, but we've got a reasonable amount. Hopefully enough to make the industrial squeezer, because if not, we're kind of, you know, yeah. Say no more, really. Yeah, I heard you. Little piranha monster. Again, this is not necessarily going to be a permanent structure in this build here, so I think what we will do is we shall take this lot out of here for time being. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use this mod particularly a huge amount anyway, because, quite frank, it's ugly. You know, it is particularly ugly as a block type. Now, question is, will my furnace, will my arc? Yeah. I don't know which way. I can't even see which way round that's going. All right, hang on. I need to look at the book. So it's going to go that way round. It is cauldron to the front. Okay. I think we are going to pop you around about. Can't see. Is that the cauldron to the front? I honestly cannot tell what that is. No, that is, I think, there. Let's take you off. Can it put you back? No. Stop it. This bloody inventory thing is... Can we... No, I don't want you there. Right, let's try that again. And we'll try you there. Now, if I were to get my cauldron now, and do that, that goes there. Okay, we're good. I think we've got this the right way around. We can start placing blocks, and yeah, let me get this thrown together, and I will see you in a moment. Alright, we got it. And there you go. That is one big old thing. Power goes in where? There? That looks like it's where you would expect to put the power in. I don't know whether it's going to work very well off an LV supply, but we'll give it a try. Worst that's going to happen is it's just going to go very, very slowly. But it's feeding. It is feeding. Right. It's going to need... My God, there's some expensive stuff out here in the middle of nowhere, isn't there? We need to get these carbon rods done, and to do that we're going to need an industrial squeezer. So I'm going to have to start throwing those together. We'll get that bit done, and again, I don't think there's anything out of the ordinary there. It's just tanks and, you know, usual immersive engineering components. So let me do that, and I should be right back. All right, so I'm just going to set this up again in a temporary location until we have everything exactly the way we want it. There's no point getting too excited about this. So we've got that, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We've got those 3 items will go there, and there. I'm not actually sure whether it even matters. Yeah, it does matter. Okay, that's fine. I've got the blocks on me. Hang on. Borrow a couple. And we'll pop you there and there, and then take you out of there, and that will go all in there. No. Damn you. Okay, let's try that again. No. hang on. This is not going well. I know I could rotate it, but you know, that involves picking things up and doing things. And we should have you go there. That should be a happy structure which we can tap on something. There we go. That's the squeezer, of which we have got a little bit of space here for some juice. Right. We need that to make something else. So if I take these, if I remember rightly, if we put that through that, that will give us that. If we squeeze that, that will give us that. We can use that to make the arc electrode plan. So, yeah, the long and short of that is we needed to make you to grind up the coal coke to make the electrode to run this, and I think this takes 3 electrodes in that slot there. So yeah, that gives us that. We're going to use you in the squeezer now, and that will make, oh, I bet I should put those 2 blocks back, otherwise I'll forget. They go in there, and that will squeeze that away, and we will end up with that. Now that stuff we can cut down to hop, and then we can use that 4 of those to make 1 of those. So it's not going to be cheap to get started, but we'll go and get the electrode plan. Actually thinking this through, before we start, let's just go, and we need 3 electrodes, so we need 4 lots of 4s of 8. We've got that. There's another 34 there, so if I do 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 6 7 8. So basically 32 times 3, isn't it? So if we chuck that lot in, that will give us enough to make 3 electrodes. Yeah, I'll get that done, and again I'll be back in a second. I may be running a little bit over, but I'd like to get this lot finished just so we're in a position to really black the steel out next time. So, and yeah, you know, I'm back in a moment. Alright, I'm just cooking up some of those. That and that and that will go neatly to make the engineer's electrodes. Once we've got 4 of those, that will make us 1 of these graphites, but we do want 3 of them, so that's the thing. But in theory that should make our processing of steel considerably faster, because we'll have 4 times the output of coal coke. Coal coke gets ground down into coal dust. We mix that with iron straight in the arc furnace. The arc furnace does it in about 300 ticks per operation, which is what, 20 ticks to the second. So yeah, it's not bad at all really. But we need to do that. That will take those, which will give us 1 of those. We shall place you in there alongside those. Yeah, let me get the other 2 electrodes done. I'll also grind up a bit of graphite. We'll take a little bit of iron, not a lot, just maybe, oh, I've got some. So the uses for iron in the arc furnace are several. You can get stabilized metals using this hardened mesh and refined hardener from Steve's Carts. You can use coal and iron coke to make steel. You can use black iron from there. You've got electric bolts, which we're going to need anyway, and we're going to need this for modularium as well. So this is not a bad investment in the long run, but hopefully it will get us to the point where we can really start to hammer out some power and get some juice going, because my plans for the industrial stuff are energy intensive, I think is the word, and whilst the water wheels are fine, they do the job, they do it very slowly, and Yeah, I've seen faster. Those us. Hi. How you doing? Oh, wow, missed. Who's down there? Well, it's not so stupid. That's a stupid statement, isn't it? Hey, you cannot. Moving target. Alright, we need just to make sure that the area is secure. The more we get this built up, the closer we will get to this being industrialized and safe, made safe. At the moment it is a mess of wires and tangled spaces and things and stuff, so that isn't ideal. So yeah, you can see that just drained the power out of there way faster than this thing can ever supply. So that is an issue. However, we can stick a rod in. I think they actually show, yeah, you can see them in the top there. So once that's in there, you can do that. I would like to, I'll just grind up these three things. And again, we'll have you know, a proper way of feeding this as well, so we can feed it all the things using conveyors and the usual stuff. This will have its own home. It may even have two of these yet, I don't know. But that will give me those. We're just waiting on the remaining bits. So yeah, back in a second. Alright, we have the two remaining electrodes. Bonk. They're all in. You can see their integrity is good. We can pop that in with 1, 2, 3 of those. And I mean, it's going to drain power fast, way faster than this system could supply, because we're running on LV cables at the moment. But, you know, that's fine. It's still significantly, hopefully significantly faster than the blast furnace would be. I guess if we upgrade, I think we probably need to upgrade to at least MV. And obviously we can put multiple power sources into the back there, because that's still a little bit slow. But the limitation is the power now, which we kind of expected. So yeah, but this is churning out a reasonable amount of coal coke. That means with that and that, we'll be able to turn out steel fairly rapidly. Don't know how much these last for, but seems to be reasonable, and we still get the slag, so that's good. It's just going to take a while, but I think next episode we'll probably do some upgrading of our power system. Now I'll probably go to MV. This is an HV capacity, but if I go to MV, that will certainly help. That's just going to use a whole load of electrum really. And obviously some stuff to clad it. But let's say I want to try and get, can I even, I don't know whether this is going to do this justice, but yeah, let's come back here and bang, there's a screenshot. But yeah, we've made a lot of progress, at least technologically. We just need to improve this, get these things. We can start planning out how we're going to build this in. But once we've got the turbine sorted, all of our power, oh wow, that's quite a cool animation actually, like that. Maybe this is a better view then. Let's try that for a view. We'll get more of this concrete down, we'll get it all lit, we'll get walls around the place. It will start to come together, but at the moment we are, you know, just limited by this and other bits and pieces. So we'll see. Oh wow, we've got a lot of oil though, so that's a plus side. Anyway, I think that's enough for one episode. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.